The story of mining in Africa has not always been a happy one. The irony is not lost on many that our continent, so rich in the minerals that are sought after by the world, should remain inhabited by the poorest people on the globe. The distressed state of communities in which mining companies operate is nothing short of a disgrace, and we must work to change that situation.
MDF stands for Minerals Development Fund. It was established in 2016 by Act 912. The mandate of the MDF is basically to give back, just to provide socio-economic development to the mining and communities.
MIF is there to streamline what MDF gets. Previously, the royalties moved straight to the consolidated. You know how complicated things get to when you need to go through the mainstream and fight for the MDF. Now you have a secretariat which in a way directly gives out the money.
The MDF is sourced from the 20% mineral royalties paid to GRA, and then the fund is allowed to invest in accrued profit, and then Parliament is allowed to apportion part of the 80% that goes into consolidated fund back to the fund, and we are also allowed to accept donation. From that 20%, we convert it into 100% and give 50% to administrator of stolen lands. 20% is allotted to mining community development scheme. 13% of the fund goes to Minerals Commission. Geological Survey Authority also receives 8%. 5% is earmarked for research program and projects, but 40% of the 5% to Geological Survey. So in total, Geological Survey Authority is technically a beneficiary of 10% and not that of the 8% when you add the 40% of the 5%. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources also receives 4%. Our secretariat and managerial activities, we use the 2% of the fund. Section 16 to 20 of the Act established a scheme called Mining Community Development Scheme. This scheme is to be managed by a committee called Local Management Committee.
The guidelines specifically gives out a 7-member committee, the chairman being nominated by the community members and the district chief executive or municipal chief executive depending on the status of the assembly, a woman's representative, a youth representative, and a representative from the traditional authority and the mining company operating in that particular community. But the guidelines also mandates the committee to co-opt members, at least 2 at any point in time, to assist them in their deliberations.
So that the money that will be transferred will be utilized effectively, so that we have efficiency and effectiveness, but also that the committees are able to direct the resources to projects that will be very beneficial to the community.
Dada mining and buying in ano, that's a DNA. Intia enije ayimaye say adianaba.
O ye pa de why ye dam local management committee. Obama ye tum ya kokoko be biara ne ye hu bia ne haw ne ye tum edabua.
Ya around baby wa akire ho de se won saka sika na kwan ya ba for da botum ehu edwuma obaye infasuda ma wo traditional area or da matina ho wo hwe ma setinam tamhi nyama 10 o hiama ima na odukan otu adoda ma besi na ewie yi.
We're taking through some training in Kumasi about how we should go about our duties and responsibilities.
We meet, we discuss, we go to the communities, we discuss with them, we take their views, then we come and implement.
This is bottom-up approach whereby the local themselves has been given the power to suggest what they want, and then they bring it up to us. When we look at it and it is viable, we just approve and then release the money.
We've seen a lot of transparency with regards to moving forward with the establishment of the local management committees of the local development schemes.
We have done so much so far, and some of these projects that MDF could boast of is the legacy project.
Before the establishment of the Minerals Development Fund, there were projects being funded with mineral royalties. So when we inherited, we were compelled to continue with such infrastructural projects, hence the term legacy project.
University of Mines and Technology at Takwa. That project had been started by the former President Kufuor, which means that it's about 20 years old. With the MDF, we have decided to take that project up to finish it for the Ghanaian people.
UMAT is the best mining university in West Africa, and we are here because of what MDF has done to the school.
We have the faculty block, which is almost completed. It's at about 70% complete. We have the administration block, which is 100% completed. We have the School of Petroleum Studies. We have the cafeteria. Without the MDF, I don't think our infrastructure agenda could have been carried out to this level.
During the heat of the Galamsey operation, then Minister decided to enforce the mining regulation by developing alternative livelihood for the mining communities. The palm seedling project, which is the alternative livelihood project, Minerals Commission were doing it. So the minister decided that we have to boost it up by raising 1 million seedlings so that it can divert the attention of the Galamseyers as a means of alternative livelihood.
They started the way 2007. By MDF buy no, normal Nigeria and I Kasi, over about 4 million seedlings, only for 2020-2021.
We have about 4 regions that we supply: Eastern, Western, Ashanti, and then Central.
Enye MDF wada Roman on beboa ye ne a se ba se wa opese odua ba first no na obi o ha na be anyini no na wo kwa ase a de ebi tutu ye na eno ada ho na ashutu no na ya sesa e se bi o ha na oni sika o de bekwa akoto ebi o ha obedua bewie na ebebo no na abenu bi o ha enhye da nye papa na we no de nyame ada Roma wo ma na ye bibia de brain tina ma aboa ye pa.
Whatever MDF receives, we take 50% of it and we disperse it according to our law. So it's whatever we collect that we disperse to the assemblies, which they in turn use for the development of the various communities.
Minerals Development Fund is one of the incomes Wasa East receives. The first investment went into 2 nursing cottages at Achempem.
First na no. Ni baby say. Oh, since I'm oye because you are around. Accessibility na easier. That one is on the deliveries no. Because at first na bia na beka dey oba wonya madam and but once you ho neze oba bia ara you ho labor case yeba na yeba ye.
Been given the seed money to start with, which is about 1 million Ghana cedis. The first tranche of that 1 million, which forms about 50%. has been released.
We use that money for a lot of projects, hospitals, school facilities, and market. So it's make a big impact of the community.
Pankese, for instance, used to have a rickety kind of makeshift clinic. Now we've put up a serious one that even may qualify for a polyclinic. And the same thing, the same design is being constructed at Equiase.
Looking at the structure, it will help us a lot because it's very spacious. We have more rooms and the maternity too is very spacious for us to work in.
First, no be array. So one koni wa brema. I just say nearby chips no no beba no ma ba be share Inti dem faswa brain. It's an say a ben.
Upper Dencha West District Assembly, we've been able to construct 50-unit market sheds at Dominase. We've constructed police station with accommodation at New Obuase, and there is also 150-unit market sheds ongoing in Diaso.
My people and I decided that we should on our own try to construct a community center. So we started, but it was at a very snail pace. We approached the district assembly to come to our help, which they graciously have done.
Anytime it rains or is about to rain, the best thing the school can do is we will close the school down and allow the children to go to the house, simply because the burden is not good. We give thanks to them for giving us such a burden.
With this project that is behind us, we have furniture that will be provided, room that is for ICT, computers will also be provided in it to give it a complete structure.
Now the Takwa Swahim can boast of a modern municipal assembly complex. If you go to Isaman Kakraba and other communities, so many projects are springing up.
School na assembly for Abisiamian, where the pa we send the next school now hano on son.
And then you bet me Edian says you both say you were KG1 up to JHS3. If you also community center so now quite here and I'm assembly to normal this edifice the media, the Asda and the Momo.
First need ye na insutini bi wa ha asa no say mice ni e baaye no enam so ma umuma yenye ntiasem say eye polluted nti mama ye num nso ne de boaye pa eye 10.5 kro yi nyina de onua na ye num.
When we take health sector, currently we have established 68 bed capacity general ward. We have a maternity block plus theater in Kenyase Hospital. There are other CHIPS compounds that we have also used the monies for.
For the new facility, it's really going to improve our work. You have more space to work. We can take in more patients. We can start surgeries and operations.
Now that the resident is very close to the facility, it's quite okay because you will get time for the community members when they are sick.
Education too, we have invested a lot. We have about 10 classrooms blocks that we have done. Then when we go to Tifi, we have 8 unit teachers' quarters.
The new bungalow will help some of the teachers. Some are staying at the community. They will come and occupy the rooms.
We've used some of the funds to establish water facilities for the various communities.
This water has helped us a lot because at first, before you get to Amumasu, that where the water was, you'll be very late. By here, you just get access to it very quickly so that you can do your house chores and just get back to school.
We have actually undertaken a lot of projects. We have one at the Prestia Secondary School.
We had infrastructure deficit in the school until the structure was handed over to us. That enabled us to expand intake.
At first, the lab that the school was using, when we are going for practicals, some of the students have to stand outside to wait for those inside to finish whatever they are doing before they will also enter. The newly built laboratory has really helped us a lot. Students get inside fully and do whatever they are supposed to do.
We have Chin compound that has been completed at Jimakrom, and we also have one at the Prestia Government Hospital.
But your first, near clinic upon vary. Even say walking will be kulampuna, nedding. By the sea, clinic in the bahandi, a boy pa.
And come over, Muntumi, Sessiano, Wabaya Bridge, as any assembly there. And then
the palm oil and then the dairy processing plant.
Yeah, banks in the bebre na ekabush. Yentimi nyamashi mane enyi gari ni na emaye. Sisi anya na ekabush ni na no. Yen sabeka ema na beka ye profit ani yenya no. Ma ye profit na be ye mo.
How are you? Women say ye ni machine wa ha. Nti na mena ye dua no kwa na ma ye ho kire ye. Fisa kise wusi no wadrum. No wachi obewie na ho nyina a kire. Na ne ya nyame na adom machine e di abre ye ni. Ama meni nua no ye hu se mfa so beba so amaye.
With the implementation of the MDF, people are beginning to appreciate that mining can be a blessing than that of the case.
But that mineral development fund, I see. Nanka yansum pon nival mine and abosom mine yan wine and yabenyasa project.
We say a big thank to His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo for allowing us to implement Act 912, which is now bringing socio-economic development into the various mining communities. We hope with the MDF, our mining communities will become like that of the Johannesburg instead of what we are witnessing today.